Hey guys, Nabil from Topaz, hope you're doing well. Today I've got the newest coming out of Maranello and it's here behind me, the F8 Tributo. Now it's one of those cars that I think is a beautiful, beautiful car. It's a nice shape, a nice addition from what the 488 was, I think, especially at the front. But this car specifically, I think, is a very cool one to show you guys because it's in a very nice color, Grigio titanium. But what I like about it, it's got a lot of blue carbon everywhere. And what I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. And you know, I'm a big fan of carbon. So let's go through some of the details. Obviously, this car's gonna come in for a level 2 detail, a new car prep, and also full front and side sills in terms of paint protection film. But again, why I wanted to show this to you, because obviously it's an F8, it's cool, but look at all the carbon inside. So I've left the bonnet open for you to have a look. This is what you call a carbon fiesta. I mean, look at that. It's got carbon everywhere, all over. And I think the first time that I've seen it anyway, you've got the roof is actually blue as well. And the blue on the roof matches the color of the carbon, so the tint of the carbon very well. Where usually sometimes it's quite hard to get them to match, but in this case, it seems like it matches extremely well, which is very, very good as well from that aspect. Again, very, very nice in terms of the spec. You got obviously the blue there to bring everything together. And then when you look at the interior, it's got blue leather all the way through, which is, again, it's just so nice. It's such an epic car. Anyway, so you're gonna watch now this car being treated by us, and I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it, so I'll catch up with you right at the end. For this Ferrari, we are protecting the whole car with our paint protection film. This F8 is very special, but it by no means is the first F8 we worked on. This means that our unique PPF patterns are ready to cut to size for the car from our last vehicle that we digitized on our database. This is one of the things that sets us apart from other companies. We don't cut on the cars, and our PPF patterns are done in-house to our standards. Every piece of the film slots into place on each panel, like pieces of a jigsaw. Wherever possible, we'd like to protect panels with a single piece of film. This means fewer join lines, which also looks better and less chance of lifting. The film is carefully aligned with every edge and aperture, and then the corners are tacked down into place. There's only one way to do this properly. You might notice that the film actually goes beyond the panel edges in places. This isn't sloppy design. This is actually to allow us to wrap around the panel of the edge and guarantee the best fitment. Having the car leave us with the film intact is one thing, but we need it still to be working properly years after leaving us. Places like this air intake actually have a habit of sucking stones straight into them on the road. Although it's called paint protection film, we often find ourselves protecting things that aren't paint, such as all the stunning blue carbon fiber on the car. Just like paint, carbon fiber has a lacquer, and if that cracks or chips from an impact, it's really obvious. That's why we protected it, especially when you consider it's not a cheap option from the factory. Once every section is tacked into place, the bubbles from under the film are squeegeed out, fixing it to each panel. This process makes the film virtually invisible on the car. Any protection that makes the car look worse isn't really worth it, in my opinion. Without a trained eye, you simply won't know if the car has had Topaz PPF on it or not.
For particularly vulnerable areas, we double up the film, the PPF, for an extra layer of protection. That carbon diffuser is a work of art, particularly tinted in dark blue. On these cars, the diffuser is massive and vulnerable to not only chips, but also scraping. That's why we protect every inch of it with our film. When we say we're protecting the full car, we mean the full car. The final stage of PPF application is to lock down the film. This is done by heating the edges with warm air, allowing the adhesive to set. The last thing you want is your PPF coming loose at speed or after it's left our workshop. After a quality check, our detailers prepare the car for handover to the customer. We don't let the car leave us unless it's absolutely perfect. Something we also offer for all our PPF customers is a complimentary wash and inspection a week or so after the car has left us. This is to allow us to guarantee that all the film has set properly and will work perfectly for years to come. So without further ado, let's check out the final result.
And there you have it, guys. That was the F8 Tributo, one of the highest spec ones I have seen come through our doors. Thank you so much to HRO and one of our longest term trade customers who are actually across the road from us for sending us this car. It's phenomenal. I'm really glad that we're able to have it through our workshop. The blue carbon looks absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite colors. As you can imagine, blue is one of my favorite colors. So I'm very, very happy to see it actually now happening on Ferraris as well and being done so well. So what we did on the car was a new car prep to make sure that any imperfections from the factory were removed and anything else that prevented having a perfect finish were rectified. Then after that, we then applied paint protection film over the whole car using our own pattern database and making sure that every single seam, if there is minimized or hidden. So that's why, again, we do our own pattern. So it was very, very nice to see that. And also, if you remember correctly, the bit that was a showstopper for me is that when we opened up the bonnet, or the boot, the front, or the trunk, whichever part of the world you were watching this in, and there was blue carbon everywhere there. That was also something that really took my breath away because I haven't seen that done before. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. Let's show you here, just to remind you guys, our car care products are now launched. They're ready. It's newly launched, something that I've been working on for the last couple of years to get them absolutely spot on. So they're ready. Make sure to link. I'll put a link up here for you to get it, or down in the description. And yeah, if you guys have used them, please comment down below. I want to see what you think. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.